that cuts across medical, professional, technical, corporate, et cetera. Again, we've talked about expanding retail and restaurants in the downtown. We think the downtown is a high priority area, as you already are aware of. And again, continuing to create the destination retail and entertainment, such as the Times Square area and Atlantic Times Square and also the Monterey Marketplace. That helps to bring people from outside the city as well as to provide services for your local population. On the next slide, this is your pedestrian linkage plan, which you've already adopted. And there has been some signage work that's been done, and we included that in the video. However, the urban design consultant, the Arroyo Group, which has done a lot of streetscape work in communities throughout Southern California, including Old Pasadena, the Pasadena Playhouse District and the Civic Center, has recommended a number of issues. I think it's on the next slide. Yeah, so at the lower part there, they've talked about ways to enhance and give identity to the different corridors in the city, local gateways, so there's a cohesive signage, not just signage, but it has to be cohesive and has to be with your overall theme, so that when people think of Monterey Park, they have an image that comes to mind and they just don't think of one thing. Wayfinding signage, eventually public art, and a parking master plan, which is an issue in a number of the economic areas. So on the next slide, again, I've mentioned the importance of tying to the budgeting. The other issue, incentivizing parcel consolidation. Some communities that I've worked with have zoning incentives where if landowners work together and bring their parcels, their small parcels together to make a size that can create a good development, they can get zoning enhancements. These are not new things, but they probably need to be thought about in particular areas, particularly in the downtown where you have many, many small parcels, as well as Monterey Pass Road. On the next slide, I mentioned tourism, continue to build on that strength. You have an identity throughout the world, particularly in Asia, and that can only help you. The next slide, this is my final slide, and I'll turn it over to Gary, who will talk about the branding. Again, we've developed a number of indicators. This is only a few of them. I showed you the sales tax data. It not only is for the whole city, we have some of this data broken out by small areas so you can track different areas. This is very important to an economic strategy, is to keep your performance measures up to date. What many cities are doing now is they're actually putting some of the performance measures right on their website, so your citizens can also see how things are going. So now, to wrap up our presentation, Gary Zendersky will discuss the brand development work. Thank you.
City Council members, hello. Planning commissioners, EDAC, general public, staff. I just have a very few slides to go over and to explain a few things about the process. One of the things I'll say about the word brand, you can interchange the word image and get a better understanding of what we're talking about. And just the basic rule is that a brand resides in the image of the user. What you say it is, it's what they say it is. So to that end, you'll see that the second, third, and fourth points on the components of the study included going out and asking people. Because you can learn a lot with statistics and a lot of economic indicators, but you really have to get out there and talk to them. And so to that end, we conducted a confidential feedback survey with city influentials. This is a confidential survey that people took that volunteered that had some influence in the community. And the list of people that participated include City Council, City Department Heads, EDAC, the Planning Commission, BDAC, Chamber of Commerce, East LA College, Library Board of Trustees, the Youth Advisory Board, the Commission on Aging, Historical Heritage Commission, Environmental Commission, Chinatown Service Center, Monterey Park Hospital, and a bunch of different property and business owners throughout the community. So, and these people did some very thoughtful responses, and they're very important. And I can't go through it as a 43-page report that's in your final plan. Most of that, 2/3 of it, are verbatims from the people that participated. It's excellent reading. You really want to get some insights into what the leadership in the city believes. It's very good. The other thing, the qualitative focus groups, go back please. You're ahead of me. The focus groups, just to put on that, other way. We had 414 outreach surveys conducted in 4 different languages. Anyway, I could just tell you. We had over 400 surveys in multiple languages to consumers that live in and around the community. And we used focus groups, of which we had them in different languages as well, to help devise the sets of questions. Now, that document, again, is very thorough, a lot of information and data. And when we get back to the slides, I'm just going to share a couple of highlights. Next one. There you go. Okay. One of the things we had, like, as I mentioned, over 69 influential surveys. The one question we asked them is, what image would you like to have? Now, there's a lot of comments on this, but generally speaking, people wanted to feel that we're going to be progressive and a city on the move. And you know, actually, the construction and things that go on, it has a high energy. It really plays to that very well. They wanted more places to shop. They wanted to be clean and safe. And diversity and variety came up very many times in a lot of the different surveys. Next one. In the consumer study, we asked them to give us the priorities, and they wanted to be more energy efficient. That was number 1. Reduce traffic congestion, create more local jobs. You can kind of read the list there. And one of the other questions in the survey is, are you adverse to any kind of redevelopment? And the answer was no. We feel the same way. Let's get the city going. It's going to make it better for everybody that lives here. So the end of the story, and it's a very complicated and long story, it took us a while to do it,